Hey guys, today I've got a really short tutorial for you on a move that I use mostly to get out of double lifts. I know it can be used for a variety of different things. It can be used in colour changes, colour changing deck routines. I've seen it used in them as well. All a variety of different tricks and things like that. But the main thing I use it for is to get out of double lifts, as I said. And what I mean by that is that I can do a double lift right here. So take two cards. And if someone calls me out on that and says, you've got two cards there, I will just use this move to get rid of that extra card that was on top, leaving me with one single card right here, and dropping that card, the indifferent card that was on top of the deck. Okay, so that's what I mean by getting out of a double lift. It's just having a double lift and then switching it for the single card and getting rid of that card which was on top of the card, if that makes any sense. So that's what we're going to be learning today. Let's get into it. Okay, so I'm sure a lot of you guys have already worked out how this is done, but it is quite effective in situations where you may need to get rid of your double lift if someone calls you out on it. So if someone calls me out on a double lift, I can just very quickly get rid of it and show that I've only got one card. So it can be useful in that situation particularly, and in others that I'll go into shortly. But we'll just have a quick tutorial on how to do it for those of you who don't know, or just to give extra guidance for those of you who have worked it out but are wondering about the position in your hands and stuff like that. So I'll just go through it. Obviously, if you don't know how to do a double lift, I would definitely recommend that because it's one of the things this move is most useful for. So I'll link my double lift tutorial in this top right hand corner over there. Go and check it out. But once you've learned how to do a double lift, so you're going to execute a double lift, and then this is what's going to happen. I like to hold the card in my left hand, so I've got a double lift, two cards turned over, perfectly squared up. I've got that on top of the deck in my left hand, but I've got a pinky break here, and that's going to allow me to easily pick up the two cards like this. So if you've got a double lift with a pinky break, and then you're going to come under the card with your index finger, and then you put your thumb on top. So you it's sort of like a pinch grip, and I also use my right middle finger at the same time to pinch the two cards. So you're taking that double lift into your right hand. So now I'm holding two cards there. Okay, you can see like that. So I've got two cards, and this is what's going to happen. You're going to rotate your left wrist so it's sort of palm down, and as you do it, you take this double and you sort of wedge it into your fingers of your left hand. So like this. Okay, so this double is going right there, and now I'll show you what happens. You're going to use your left fingers, so your left pinky, ring and middle fingers, to pull away that card which is on top like this. And as you do that, you take your right hand and you just keep pulling that card to the right, and that will get rid of that card which was originally underneath. So once again, I'll have a 7 of hearts underneath. We'll say that the 8 of hearts has been selected. I've shown it's jumped to the top, and the spectator says, oh, you've got two cards there. So to get rid of this 7 of hearts, which I don't want the spectator to see, I'm going to do this. You turn your left hand sort of half palm down, so the deck's sort of perpendicular to the surface. Then you're going to wedge these two cards into those fingers of your left hand and use them to pull that 7 of hearts away. So I'll just show you from underneath there, see what's happening. They're pulling that 7 of hearts away, but if you turn your hand over enough like that, then they won't see anything happen. Okay, so once again, wedge it in, and your left hand's pretty much palmed down at the moment, so it's hiding all that's going on, and then you can just use those fingers to keep that indifferent card on top of the deck, and then you can pull away to show that you only have a single card in your hand. So that's how the move works. Okay, so let's get into some other uses of this move as well as getting out of double lifts. So a very simple move would be, so for example, if I have a red jack of spades here, red backed jack of spades, what I can do is I can take that jack of spades, place it down on the table, give it a little rub, and it turns blue. Okay? So all I've done here is I have a red card on top of the deck with the jack of spades below it. Okay? So I've got a double lift going on here. There's my jack, there's my red card. I do my double lift, and then I take the jack and use my left fingers to pull that red card on top of the deck. Okay, so my red card remains on top of the deck there. And something else which is useful if you're doing this particular thing is if you use a double backer, while you distract people with the jack over here, you can quickly just turn that top card over, and then you're allowed to spread the deck out like this and show, look, there's no red cards in the pack. So just right there, that move can create a really nice effect. So another use is that this move can be used for a switch. So for example, if we have the jack of spades on top of the deck right here, what we can do is we can take that jack, give it a rub, and it suddenly turns into a 2. Of course, that jack is left on top of the deck. So just give you a quick rundown of how that works. You have your jack of spades in second position. You're going to show it's in on top using a double lift. Okay, you're going to flip the card back over, and then just as before, I've got a pinky break under the top 2 cards, and instead of doing that switch where the card would be face up and I'd take the jack, okay, instead of doing it like that, we're going to do it with both cards face down. So it's just a move with both cards face down. You take the 2 cards, the jack's on the bottom there, the card I'm going to switch it to is on top. All I do is I pull that jack onto the top of the deck, and then I can show that the cards have switched. Okay, and once again, while that happens, you can just distract with the 2 of hearts, flip that card over with your left hand, and show that the jack of spades has vanished. So it's useful for a switch there as well. Okay guys, that's going to be it for this tutorial, a really quick one today, but it's a useful move that you can definitely use in a lot of effects. So if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, favourite, comment and subscribe. And if you would like to keep up to date with what's going on my channel, make sure to check out my Instagram and my Twitter. The links will be down in the description below. As always guys, this has been Complete Deception, and I'll see you later.